People like cats, right?
That's what I hear.
Oh, Theta. I think the wording of the goal was to get back her stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if we just get insider with the Chroma Bandits. All right, so I was doing like research on this because I started to wonder about tie-dye. So calling it tie-dye doesn't show up until the 20th century. But I've been doing research on resistive dyeing because that's very common in the Pacific Islands, because that's coming up in Book of Corals, where you're going to meet a lot of people, mostly wearing batik, which is the where you use wax on the fabric to keep dye from sticking to certain parts of it.
I've done that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So while there is no reason this couldn't have been a thing in Europe, it wasn't a thing in Europe, but it was a thing in Africa. Specifically, muslin fabrics would have used this kind of dyeing technique. So it's not unreasonable that some of that could have crossed over, especially because we have some, Moroccan and Cordoban influences in Ironclaw, and I could see bandits doing that because it would be not that difficult. Dyes are pretty expensive, but they only see in the bandanas, so who cares?
Yeah.
So I was just curious about it. It's like that weird thing in Warhammer where the demon slayers for some reason have mohawks. Have you noticed that?
I didn't realize that's
I
like
don't
a
think I
mark.
saw that.
Or you guys aren't doing FRP? Yeah, there's the dwarves with the orange spiky mohawks, and you have to wonder, well, wait a minute. To get a spiky mohawk, you need like mousse or wallpaper paste. That's a 20th century invention. How do you get
surprised?
Yeah. How do you get
surprised what people put in their hair?
Yeah. And the answer is they claim it's animal fat in Warhammer.
Oh, interesting.
Which wouldn't do that, by the way.
I've heard
wax would be likelier, I suppose.
Probably wax, or like, well, probably not egg whites, but I've heard people use egg whites for hair stuff like that too.
Well,
yeah, some kind of starching, maybe.
Personally, it would make it thicker, but it wouldn't make it stick up like that, and it wouldn't make it stick up like that for long. Because, like, after an hour of exuding body heat, and sweating, that would just melt.
I guess I would have to see the mohawks as they are depicted, because I've got no frame of reference. But I think you could probably get something going. I mean, if you're talking about like a full-on punk, like thin spike of hair mohawk, then no.
We're not mincing here. Warhammer FP. Okay, that classic first edition cover.
All right.
Let me post this in the Discord. Yeah, this one. Not to mention that specific orange dye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like what they do with a lot of the Slayer dwarfs. Like, that style is literally just, hey, give them a mohawk and no shirt.
The Troll Slayer or Demon Slayer dwarf. Yeah, no, you would not
click at first.
You would not be getting that with any conventional European thing. So,
yeah.
But of course, we're gonna go. But this is Warhammer. I mean, also there's a guy in the background with his hand on fire. So
exactly, it's a magic mohawk, magic hairstyling.
Of how much fantasy you want in your fantasy, but I could easily see bandits running around. Yeah, it's a Troll Slayer. I said that. Troll Slayer or Demon Slayer, because the upgrade path is Troll. I think it's Troll Slayer, Giant Slayer, Demon Slayer, and then the last upgrade is Quick and Ignominious Death.
That's a great ability name.
I love Warhammer so much. I haven't had a chance to play the 4th edition, but I do know that they got rid of the career system, and that makes me sad because we ripped off the career system for Ironclaw.
That's where it comes from?
Yeah.
I thought that 4th edition still had the career system, but it divided them into tiers of like Are you noble? Are you a warrior? Are you a peasant?
Well, then I would have to see it because I haven't seen 4th edition. So I do know that like Dark Heresy didn't have it. Yeah, well, because of the career system, the career system in original FRP is pretty neat because you start with a career and then you buy the upgrades and then you're supposed to transfer to another career if it has exits. It's simplified in Ironclaw where instead of your career unlocks upgrades for you and you want to get to a better career, in Ironclaw, it's your career gives you like, 3 gifts and 3 skills. And if you want to get another career, you can buy it if you have all the prerequisites. And this way we don't need exits because this way it's easier to cross train in a career that you're already have some of the prereqs for. Like if you want to be a knight errant and you want to eventually become a rake, they both have nobility. So if you already have nobility, it's easier to go there. So, somebody actually did a matrix for this. In 2nd edition, they cleaned it up and made the classes balanced because in 1st edition, they were just not balanced.
What on earth am I even looking at?
Is this 1E or 2E? This is 2. This is 2 because it's got charcoal burner.
Yeah, that is the connectivity chart for career changes within Warhammer.
Yep, there it is. Troll Slayer, Giant Slayer, Demon Slayer, Glorious Death.
I tried doing it just for peasant to burger to merchant, and it was almost as complicated as that.
Is this one complete? Because there's one career that costs 0 as its entry cost. Do you know what career that is?
Architecture?
Nope.
Farmer?
Nope. Slave! You can
Wow.
become a slave! Earn valuable skills like resist disease.
Oh gosh, yeah, here's the individual breakdown of it. Oh, yeah. This is essentially the same thing I was ending up drawing out. It's very intricate. Just go in the direction you hoped you can go. That's the only advice for Warhammer.
Yeah, they had an awesome Humble Bundle. Or I think it was a bundle. It was either Humble Bundle, I think it was Humble Bundle, where it was all of 2nd edition FRP. All of it. And that was like too sweet to pass up because that is one of my favorites.
I like how outlaw is distinct from vagabond and thief.
Well, outlaw is supposed to be that you're so
and rogue.
You are so rogue that you are beyond the law. Like you can't just murder a thief because that would be murder. But an outlaw is beyond the law, so killing an outlaw is not a crime.
Interesting.
If you're looking for the technical definition, in Ironclaw, outlaw is just the criminal archer class because we needed a criminal archer class.
Cool.
All right, I guess we're all back now, right?
Yeah, we can get to it.
Talking about other games that aren't Ironclaw.
I know.
Everybody go get Warhammer 2nd edition. I'm guessing 4th is okay too.
I've never tried it, but I've heard good things.
Oh.
All right. Well, you guys have been on the road for several more days now. It's been 2 days, 2.5, we'll say, since your night raid of the bandits and the Tess's band of traveling performers has joined you and has been trying to show the doctor and Danushka the basics of juggling. And I would like to get, and I know that this is now I know this is a weak skill among this party, but mind and observation rolls from the party as you guys are traveling.
I'm also going to do 2 more days of healing for people. And here is my mind. I botch. I'm oblivious.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
It's not a weak skill for me. I'm just a bad roller.
Just checking my other.
Feel your pain.
See if anything have observation. Gerald would be the only one left besides. Well, there's also Raphael.
Not this time. No danger sense. Then not rolling. Okay. All right.
All right, now for your healing rolls, Doctor, do you need me to roll will for those?
Doc?
Oh, no, you don't.
That was just
healing roll-
medicine. Just take and its quota. That's all.
Okay, so I'm trying to. Okay, so
I didn't try doing like the magical healing yet.
Quack medicine is a will roll because it's a placebo.
Okay, so Connor and Louis get 5 quota, and Connor only gets 4. Okay.
It's funny because I always assumed that outlaw and you basically had no respect for the law, but it's specifically like, no, you no longer have the protection of the law. Similar, but different.
In any event, we threw in with the Chroma Bandits. I will have to sleep at night knowing this.
Yeah. I mean, in some sort of way. You'd kill a bunch of them, though. So, I don't know. Karmically? Exactly. Just because you didn't kill him doesn't mean that you're buddies now. It means that you've been given safe passage, but, you know. You took it at sword point, essentially. As though you needed it, yeah. That's true. Okay. Connor. As you're wandering and kind of falling into the lull, the doldrum of marching, you guys have been on the road for 11 days now. Everyone seems to have found their rhythm. For Otis, it's being generally disagreeable and grumpy. For Tess, it's being peppy, enthusiastic, and tenacious with her stories and her tricks. But you're trying to recover from the wound that you sustained, and it's about midday. And once again, you hear what you're sure is a distinctive sound of cartwheels on the road behind you. And you glance back, and this is the third or fourth time in as many days that you have seen this other wagon. It's a single wagon with a single rider on it. And this person has been behind you this whole time. And even when you guys have taken extended rests, it seems like he hasn't closed any closer, and you're starting to believe that you're being followed by this individual. He's far enough away that you can't really make out many details about him, other than that he's wearing a cloak and he's riding a dray that's pulling like a small wagon cart behind it. And you don't find him to be dangerous, Harmon. You don't sense that you're in any kind of peril, but as far as you're concerned, this is just another dude on the road. You've passed plenty of people just like him.
Seems harmless enough.
Yeah, he'll point that out to call Otis as well as Anushka and the doctor and Harmon.
What card? Another person I can give a chapbook to? Oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it. I have 2 successes.
Well, I mean, they're just heading up the same road with us. That's not unusual.
It's a road. In fact, it's the most popular road in all of Calabria.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's definitely not unusual. People are just here, and they're just slower than we are. Right?
So did you want to so Doctor, did you want to forgo your entire creed, leave here for the Palma Genesian monastery?
Well, now that you mention it, I've been looking for a little bit of a change of pace, but speaking of like the person following behind us, we could always just stop and talk to them.
Well, eventually we'll have to stop unless we, throw a wheel or something. Plus, also we're in a war wagon. We're drawn by what? 2 drays?
Yes.
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 And
Herman
Otis
does
is
not want to
drawn
stop
by
and
what?
talk.
Hmm.
Well, Herman says no. We just keep going.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
stop
I
the entire-
agree with Harmon. We can just keep going. If they overtake us, that will be an issue.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's not that weird. In fact, since this is the most popular road, we're going to see a lot of people, like a lot of random farmers. And as we actually, we just went through the forest, so well, yeah, so we probably ran into a lot of loggers, and now we're probably running into a lot of farmers who are looking at us suspiciously since we're in a war wagon. Not every day a tank rolls through your neighborhood.
That is true.
Yeah, you guys are probably about to come across well, I guess yeah, you guys are probably coming pretty close to the Mage Cross, the place where you guys had previously fought De La Vega's men.
Well, hopefully we won't have to fight them again.
Yeah, it's a small distance off the road. It would be like a pretty minor detour to go and visit and see what's going on over there, but you could make it if you'd like.
Well, it would make Otis impatient, and there's always the return trip.
That's a
True.
fair
We can
point.
go back on the way back.
Yeah, I mean, we're not planning on staying in Harrogate. Yes, we can go pay respects to Gaston's grave. He doesn't actually have a grave. He was eaten by a monster.
Well, I
think
was
he was
stabbed in the
stabbed.
village.
Yeah. I know
Oh,
you.
sorry, we stabbed to death in the village. That's right.
Yeah.
We can go visit his grave later.
Anushka almost got eaten by the monster.
We both almost got eaten by a monster. I believe we took turns.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are pressing on. I'll say that it is nightfall of that day when you come across the familiar dirt path that leads to the small hut off the road that you recall belongs to Gertie, the witch that you crossed paths with back when you were here the first time in Mage Cross. She's a shrew. And you can see that there's smoke coming out of the chimney. It looks like someone's home.
Neat. Are we stopping?
You can stop here. It is there's not like a lot of clearing in this area to set up camp. You'd have to go down a ways until you find the next available like campsite spot. It's up to you.
I'd imagine we'd keep going, unless you guys have a reason to stop here.
What?
Keep going.
One.
It's 2 votes for keep going. Okay, you guys press on.
About
Set up.
saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I assume you probably didn't tell Anonymous here about like, oh yeah, we also stopped at this weird witch's hut to get advice on how to find the bandits. Like, you probably left that out of the story.
No one told the doctor shit about anything that happened in that part of
I probably got the gist of
adventure.
like, oh yes, terrible things happened at Mage Cross and they were there to stop it. But the particulars of like the bandit hunt and the witch and other silly things, probably not. Nobody's a very good storyteller in this crew.
I tell stories all the time, but I'm not a good storyteller.
Hartman wasn't there anyway. Good point as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so no stopping, no conversations to anybody. Just focus. Keep going on. Yeah, Harvard showed up 6 seconds before Gaston. You got to see the murder.
That's true. Yep. Okay. All right. So, nothing uneventful is going to happen. You guys are going to press on for another day, move you down the road, and I would like one more round of observation checks. And this time, Harmon, you may include your danger sense if you'd like to roll.
Well, here we are in the Grandbert Woods.
My eyes are open this time.
Yes,
Also,
they
some of you
are.
might actually be forest critters.
How many more days was this?
Another day. One more day.
All right, let me give your guys another 3 quota.
All right. And so that's how many? One day.
Yes.
Yeah, just 1 day for this one.
All right. So
Yeah, if you
what
see
happens
the-
on the botch for the body roll for healing?
Oh, it's not a botch. They're all ones.
Well, Connor rolled a 5, Potter rolled a 1, and Lewis rolled a 4 for the body roll for healing.
Because they're hard sleeping. Potter could indeed have a backslide if the GM is feeling mean.
Ooh. Why not?
So Potter could, like, his wounds become infected or sick. Once again, we put provisions for that in the game because this is the kind of thing that GMs always want to do as a plot device. But every role playing game makes this trivial to cure.
Well, Potter, looks like this punchy wound is going to leave a scar.
I can't believe this stick that was at the bottom of a pit was covered in infectious disease.
Who
Poor
would ever
Potter.
do something like that?
Just come
So
down
does
with
that erase
fever.
Potter's entire gained quota until now, or does he just gain sick and have to wait for the rest of his injury quota?
So what sick does is sick starts if you just give him sick starts another quota on
Right.
you that you can't heal injured until you get rid of sick. And then
Right,
sick is
that's what I
another
said.
24-point clock that has to be ticked down.
So it doesn't reset your injury, though, right? Your injury stays where it is.
It doesn't reset the injury, but you have to get rid of sick
Cool.
first. And double sick is probably dead. Also,
Yeah,
when
right.
you're sick, anytime you're sent reeling, you fall down.
Yes. Yeah. So Potter isn't looking too hot.
No.
Seems to have caught an infection.
Well, so what's best for right now, you don't have to roll to recover if you get bed rest, which means you can't botch if you're getting bed rest. So that's why you would want to put Potter in bed. So what we might want to do
On the
is
road.
right, if we continue keeping Potter on the road, there's the chance that he could get even worse. So I would think the easiest thing to do would be to abandon Potter and put him up somewhere. Yeah, put him in a field. We'll name it after him. Thanks, Harmon. You're all Harmon.
Ah,
You
yes,
hardly
Potterfield. I
smell
remember
like-
it.
Oh, that's brutal.
I can hardly smell the blood and terror on it.
Alternatively, I could now, seeing that it's gotten worse, ask him to roll his will, and then I roll my academics, and we still see if it helps him.
You could pray.
Yeah, so I will pray for him and see if we can immediately undo this circumstance.
Are you going to try and do healing?
This is healing.
You have
It
to
is
get
already
3
failed.
successes to remove it.
Yeah, so I would need to succeed, and then he would need... Yeah, if we had at least one more success, I would roll personality. In this case, it doesn't botch, so nothing terrible happens, but I mean, it's like, hey, congratulations, you're not hurt. You weren't hurt, were you? No. Does music help? Help with praying.
Okay. So it sounds to me like we should. Well, okay. So we're all right. So we're going to
also
Harrogate.
against
which is
2d8
4
anyway,
squares away.
actually.
We could be in Harrogate in about 4 days.
Potter falls asleep.
Okay. So we one option would be to abandon Potter here, get him put up in bed, because we have a crew.
You do. You've got enough men to get
I
this
mean,
done.
we could abandon Potter and the war wagon here and come back and get them later. That will save us the trouble of trying to get the war wagon into Harrogate, which is going to be a big to-do in the first place. It would mean that we would have to go the next 4 days without, the war crew backing us up.
It's true.
I don't think that's unreasonable because I don't think anybody wants Potter to die. The other thing would be to try to find a... In fact, this is the worst. We just passed the monastery. We could have dumped Potter at the monastery.
I'm also, still a trained professional doctor. He will get better, it's just a little bit slower. In fact, it's better probably for him to rest with me.
The monastery is actually over here, so we didn't just pass it. You're right.
Not if you keep rolling the way you have been, Doc.
Take a detour.
We would have to leave the war wagon. If we just abandon the war wagon, we would have to leave it here with provisions for 8 days.
We could probably just get to Harrogate in 4 days and be fine.
You sure?
There's a small town nearby. If you guys wanted to find an inn there,
if he another roll, he could die.
Well, I could stay here with all the injured people then and provide for them. In this small, undescript town along the road.
If they can put us up.
Connor, since this is your health and the health of your squire, what do you want to do about your health?
Thing is, Connor's in almost as much danger because it's only a body roll, but he's only got a 1 in 8 chance of botching that rather than Potter's 1 in 6. I'd say we could have Louis and Potter. Is there a village or town close enough that we can leave them there with the war wagon and the rest
there
of
are villages all across the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we're suggesting right now.
The village that's nearest to you guys, you can get to it in this day of travel, is Drybrook. And it's small and nondescript.
There was a brook there, but it's gone dry.
Dry now.
So we could go ahead and put up here. We could, if they happen to have an inn because this is a popular road, then we could stay there. If they don't, we could put up with a family. And I could just treat you. You can lay in bed for a while and we'll get this out of the way.
Yeah, we've got money. I'm sure it's the Middle Ages. I'm sure when a bunch of randos show up and say, "Excuse me, could you put our infected, festering friend up in your house?"
Yeah.
Hey, there's hospitality,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we going to do that? Who's going to stay at Drybrook?
I will be staying with whomever stays.
All right, Doctor, you stay safe.
Okay, so
Potter
and Louis will stay with the doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
So Connor, Louis, Potter, and the doctor are staying behind. So
Yes.
Otis, Anushka, Harmon, and who else? Do you still have more in your entourage? Lewis?
Yeah. Let's see. Do we have any vehicles other than the war wagon?
Otis has his own one.
Yeah, so there's 2, and they're basically carts. They're not, you could ride in them, but they're not full-on carriages. So there's 2 of them that the Dubois company has, and then there's the circus cart carriage that the Thespians are driving.
All right. Well, to make better time, on the way back, I think we'll keep the war wagon with us.
Okay.
Are you sure? Okay.
Unless we leave it there and then they can come to us within 4 days.
I think Otis is fully loaded. He's not going to let us freeload on his wagon, is he?
Yeah, no. He's a curmudgeon, and
we gotta take the war wagon. We gotta leave you guys here. Plus, also, even though you may have found a peasant house that'll put you up, this is the war wagon with drays. It has to, be kept somewhere.
That is very true.
And even though you're flying the colors of the Chroma bandits, that might not keep them from stealing it.
It's also very possible.
So,
is there anything preventing you guys from just walking, though? I mean, you could do that as well.
I can walk. I don't mind. Harmon, I believe, is once you start him moving, doesn't stop.
Hmm. Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, we could just walk. I mean, I'm a messenger. Yes, of course I could just walk. All
Okay.
right, we'll leave you guys here with the war wagon.
All right, cool. You guys press on. So a while ago, I asked people to make mod on and observation, and Harmon made it with danger sense, and he got a success. So, what's happening as you guys are marching along the road north? We're gonna cut back to the doctor in a moment, but you guys have moved on. You're like 2 hours further down the road now, and Harmon, you see something that's glinting in the dirt of the road. You think it's probably just like a shiny stone or something, but it sticks in your mind. And then you see another one, and you bend down and look and investigate what this is, and you pick up a little sort of pyramid of metal. And you've seen these before. This is certainly a caltrop of some kind, and you realize that they have been scattered along the road, and you also can see that there's a discoloration on some of the points, and you think that this is a weapon designed to cripple, possibly poison. Yeah, shout trap the entire caravan. It takes a minute, but they all sort of like come to a stop after a few shouts. And as you show it to Otis, he seems incredulous, just like, what? Oh, good, you found an arrowhead. Good for you.
So the road is, well, it's illegal to caltrop the road. Yeah,
I'm sure
trap.
I'm sure that's illegal, probably.
Well, I suppose we should be vigilant. Does anyone come out here to murder us?
No one as of yet, although Harmon asked if you can see anything from the air. Do you want to make an aerial search of the area?
I know no fear. I will take to the air.
Oh, right. You can give me mind and searching.
We're also in the forest, and I have a
Yeah.
forest critter.
Then take your species die as well.
That is 2 successes. I don't think I have anything else that would help.
I think that's okay.
I have geography, so I know where we are.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know where exactly. You know that you're starting to approach sort of like the more hilly and mountainous region of the road towards Harrogate.
Yep.
And as you scout the area, what you can see is that there are other you spy 2 other birds who seem to be parked a ways away from the road, possibly looking at the road. And I say 2 other birds. You are not a bird, but what I meant is 2 other flying creatures who happen to be birds. They're sparrows.
Yeah.
And as they catch sight of you overhead, they take to the wing and they fly off north. We'll say north.
Okay.
Northwest, in the direction of Harrogate. Could be coincidence, but you don't know what they were doing that far off the road.
I don't see, like, they're not in uniforms, they're just 2 random sparrows.
Just seem to be 2 random sparrows.
Okay. Yeah, the Biscuitery royal color is blue. So, but no, just 2 guys. While I could pursue them, I don't have well, actually, screw it. I can pursue them because I can catch them. Just try and outrun me. So I'll go after them.
Okay. All right. I think it's going to be clear that they don't want to be caught, so I think they're going to try to escape. So this should
try to
roll
outrun
this as a contest.
asshole.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. All right. So what are we looking at here? Speed.
Long distance flying would be endurance and weather sense.
Okay. Let's do speed, endurance, and weather sense.
Yeah. And body if you want, but we all have bodies of D4. Well, actually, they might have bigger bodies than I do. So if they're typicals, they would have bodies of D6. They might be able to outrun me.
Okay, well, so do that as well.
Okay.
So they're gonna roll. Sorry, what did I say now? Weather
Good
sense,
luck with this, jerks.
speed body, weather sense,
Speed body, endurance, and weather sense.
endurance, and weather sense. Okay. All right. So that's gonna be 1d8 for them and 2d6.
So they're gonna get their body die, their speed die, and depending on their career, if their career applies to endurance, they'll get that, and if their career and they'll get a weather sense die because they're birds. So they at least have 3 dice, possibly 4, and they're either d6s or d8s.
Yeah, they got the 1d8, but it looks like you
I rolled like ass.
You rolled like ass, but you still got the 6.